And my love. One second. All right. Oops. Guess I'm over here. Okay. Welcome back to Pills, Potions, and Poisons with me, NAllenRx. I'm a pharmacist. But I'm not here in a professional capacity. However, I do have expert level knowledge and information that I can share with you guys. And before I could get to it, thank you so much, Christopher Williams. He gave me a good in the chat. That means you guys can hear me and you can see me. All right. Thank you so much, Christopher. So what are we talking about tonight? It's our dear Do Diddy. We're back on Diddy again. Evidently, Diddy had a little visit to the hospital. That's what a little birdie told us. Hold on one second, y'all. A little birdie told us this, that Diddy had to go to the hospital. So where are we? We're in New York. It's the Empire State, right? Right? Empire State. Y'all know we always do a 5th grade lesson of what each state is known as on every episode. So that's our setting tonight. We're still in New York. I'm trying to get to New York, so it's supposed to be on. We'll see. All right. So what had happened? Diddy. I don't know if y'all remember this, but I'm glad this young lady right here, she's in the chat. Shout out to Jocelyn A. She said, hey, y'all. And I was going to shout out, I need to shout out everybody that's on my research team, too. I put y'all in a banner. I ain't finished it. You know, I be having all kind of plans before the show start, but you know who you are. Jocelyn A. I told y'all, I may or may not know this young lady outside of, YouTube as a part of my research team, her and my other sister, they might be able to, expand on or give us, a little insider info of, what Diddy had going on. She might be wondering to herself, what the hell does Diddy have going on? Because that's what we came on here to ask you about. Well, he had to go to the hospital not last night, but some night recently. They had to take him like late in the night. They say under the cover of darkness. For what? He was having, some aches and pains. Evidently, he's 55 years old at this point, but it doesn't matter. This situation that he had to go to the hospital for, it has no age limit on it. It could be the young, the old, it doesn't matter. Extremely athletic, those in very good shape, like some of these people I know. He was having a knee problem. I'm like, what? They got all this hoopla going on about somebody with a knee problem? Well, I guess when Diddy has a knee problem, then, we got to shut the whole city down. But instead of shutting the city down, they took him in at nighttime. I was like, okay. All they did was give him an MRI. Jocelyn A. You remember that doctor that y'all had when you in school playing basketball? And I say he was tearing y'all ACLs. Well, Diddy had a situation like that. Probably. Well, this was before your time. This was like when I was in college, I think. When he was doing that, was it that vote or die situation? I don't know who they was trying to get in the office. Was it Obama? Yeah, if y'all remember, let me know. But anyway, at the time, Diddy had he had some kind of sports injury. I think that's what we call it, sports medicine, sports injury. He was running towards some tendon or maybe somebody. I wonder, do y'all think, because some of these doctors, there are a lot of them in the news right now, as well as, the insurance companies. Speaking of insurance and drug coverage, let me give y'all a side story. Before we get into the main story, y'all know how it is. And I got to give y'all an iron update. I got so many things I need to tell y'all. So, in the news today, yesterday, recently, y'all may or may not remember this, but look back at some of my old streams. I know the past maybe the last stream I did a couple days ago. I can't remember what it was about. Was it Donald Trump and DEI? I can't remember. Anyway, I told y'all this story about the person. He told me to stick the prescription where the sun don't shine. You know, he got mad because of how much it cost. He said, this prescription, you know, I had to wait 4 days and this thing's for it to come here and it was $84. First of all, he didn't have to wait 4 days. Let me get that straight, you know, before we get in deep into this story, because then y'all gonna be like, what's up, NAllen? Okay. NAllen has a good reputation as a pharmacist. Y'all know I do. You know, I come on here with the same thing. You know, I care. I care about y'all and your health. And I care to not like hear your mouth either, you know. Either way, you know, I'm gonna take care of you. So this young guy, I don't know how old he was. He died. He passed away because he couldn't get his prescription at the pharmacy, y'all. Oh. I hate when I do that. I pressed the wrong button. He couldn't get his prescription at the pharmacy. Y'all like, what? It was an asthma medication. It's a coincidence that my situation, let me give y'all a recap of those who didn't hear it and who don't want to go back and watch the other stream. Y'all need to go and get the views up on there. They good. Y'all know they good now. Somebody trying to shadow ban me. I know who doing it. No, I don't. Anyway, so I had a man yelling at somebody. This is a typical day in the pharmacy. You know, there could be anybody yelling in the pharmacy. And this guy, he came to the window. He was like, I had to wait 4 days, you know, and my prescription, y'all didn't call me. And it was $84. So he didn't have to wait 4 days. He brought his prescription in the day before. And keep in mind, everything that I tell y'all is not anything that happened recently. It didn't happen yesterday, last week. It didn't even happen last year. It was from 10 or 15 years ago. I've been a pharmacist a long time at this point, okay? Okay? So he's pacing back and forth. He's mad. He got the prescription. He brought it in the day before. We didn't have the medication in stock. We got it the next day. Usually it's the next day that it comes in. So, you know, y'all like, calm down, Peaches. It's going to be all right. You know, and I understand. Everybody needs their medication. It's life or death for everybody. We don't play favorites in the pharmacy. Your drug comes in there. You have a prescription, you pay for it, you get it. We're not holding the prescriptions hostage, okay? I'm not, at least. I can't speak on behalf of all my other colleagues out there. I don't think they care to hold your medicine hostage either, because we in there with all the medicine if we want it, okay? And we know the doctor, so we want to get a prescription. We pretty much can get a prescription. So prescription came in. It was $84, wasn't covered by the insurance. He got mad at me, told me to stick the prescription where the sun don't shine. I understood that to mean that he didn't want to pay $84 for the prescription, even though he kept saying, I don't care how much it costs. I don't give a damn about the $100. I don't care how much it costs. I knew that, you know, he cared how much it costs. I knew it. You know, I can read people, you know, and you don't want to pay $84. You know, you're on a fixed income, probably more than likely. Those who are on Medicare, they got a fixed income, you know. Okay. So I said, let me call the doctor. I got to change to something else that was cheaper that, you know, doctor was okay with. Insurance would pay for $23. He still wanted to, you know, fuss and fight with me, but I was done at that point. My job was over. Okay. Go home. Goodbye. So this person in the news that may or may not have gotten that prescription from, you know, a chain pharmacy. He did not get his prescription. He didn't get it. That's what the problem was. And it was $500 some. I don't know if it was on the insurance or not. I ain't even want to, you know, somebody on my research team sent it to me. I'm like, I don't even know if I want to touch this story because it's so close to home, you know, and speaking of this, hey, Friendsgiving, she said we got to get you monetized. Girl, she is monetized. My channel is monetized. I don't know, do I have to turn something on? Y'all know, I don't be knowing what else I need to do now. Thank you. Shout out to you, Friendsgiving. Welcome to the chat also. Nina Simone has entered the chat as well. She says, hey, and hey to all my people in the chat. Thank y'all for getting in the chat and let me know y'all in here. Get in here. Get in the chat. Y'all get in the chat. Okay. So I'm like, I don't know. Should I address it? Or, what I'm saying? I don't know if I want to talk about this because they be like, don't talk to the media. I'm on social media. That's low-key my part-time job at this point. I'm PRing on the pharmacy. Y'all know PR, on the pharmacy after dark. What is this place called? Pills, Potions, and Poisons. This is PRN. Y'all know what that means? Y'all see that on the prescription? That means as needed. Okay, so I ain't all the time, but as y'all need me to come on here and give y'all this information, just think about me and I show up. Here I am. So this person, his prescription was about $500 and something. It's like he going on day 5 without his prescription. Unlike my guy who said he had been waiting 4 days, which he was lying. He was lying about it. He ain't waiting on 4 days. No, he didn't wait on 4 days. But this man, he was going on 5 days. He passes away from an asthma attack. It's like, let's go back. Let's go back. He passed away. His parents are now suing the pharmacy. His parents suing the pharmacy. Now, I don't know what kind of case they gonna have because y'all can get mad at me. I understand. People get mad at me all the time. I get it. I deal with toxic people. I deal with people who just are upset about not getting their way. I can take it. I'm tough. But don't try me. Okay. That's not today. Not today. Some days I can take it, but some days, I can't. So, I got what to say. So the drug. The parents are suing. Now, what are they suing? Like, what is this about? How can they sue? They can sue, but let me tell y'all what we are obligated to do as pharmacists. It's not our job to give y'all just whatever you come in there for. We don't have to do that. We're not gonna hold your prescriptions hostage, but OMG, I hate to stop, midstream, mid-stride, but we got, friends giving in the house. She's in a giving mood. She says, oh, snap. You are monetized. Congrats, Ellen. Thank you so much. Y'all be supporting me. This made me go see. Y'all made me come on here. Y'all be like, Allen, come on YouTube. There are things you need to share with us. Share this information with us. And that's why I come to do it. And I thank y'all for showing your gratitude. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate your friends giving. Thank you. Thank you. I keep telling y'all that I don't cry. I keep telling y'all that, okay? And I'm going to stand on it. I'm going to stand on business. But when y'all support me like this, it made me feel like something, my throat be like I'm I be feeling a little full, but I'm going to hold it down. But thank you, girl. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. I'm going to leave you up here. That's why I'm telling this story. I can't do the band at the same time, but trust me, I'm going to get you. And everybody else who always support the channel too. Thank y'all. Listen. So, I was in the story. Where was I? Okay, was I talking about the man? Okay, anyway. So, what we have to do as pharmacists, get the prescription from your doctor or whoever's calling in as a doctor's representative. All we do is bill your insurance. Just does this adjudicate? Yes, it does. It goes through your plan, guys. I hate to say this, and it's like, this just is what it is. Your insurance plan is what you chose. Okay? I told y'all this, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say it again, since we still, we in February. We got through January, that year of January. Lord knows January. Does January be long to everybody every year, or is it just me? We got through January, okay? Everybody got through the sticker shock of the deductible. Some of y'all still paying on your deductible. You got a prescription this time. It's $500. They apply all the deductible to the highest drug. You still got $10,000 more because that's the plan you chose, y'all. Don't when you at the beginning of when we get in October again this year, open enrollment. If you have some maintenance medications, what I need you to do when you get ready to sign back up, have your list of your drugs in front of you. Make sure the insurance is going to cover these drugs, okay? This is just, a tip from me to you. I'm going to teach y'all something every single stream, okay? I'm going to do that for you, okay? I'm going to do that. So this guy, his prescription was $500 some, I think. I don't know the exact amount. Nobody could pay. It's like his parents, y'all, this is not me victim blaming. Don't tell me I'm victim blaming because I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Don't tell me that because I'm not doing that. But your parents quick to sue. You know what I'm saying? They quick to sue. I guess the attorney gonna get paid after, it's all said and done, because if somebody had money to pay the attorneys up front or put them on retainer, I'm sure they worked out some kind of deal. But those same people could have put together and helped you got your prescription. This is cold. It sounds cold-blooded. It sounds cold-blooded. But that is business, y'all. That's how it is. Your prescription, $84. I didn't have to call that man's doctor for him. I didn't have to do that. I did that because that's how I am. And I had time. And, some days I just be like, all right. And a lot of days they probably, my partner would probably say like, you just had these people spoiled. I don't have these people spoiled. I don't want it on my conscience, okay? Because things like this, it happens all the time. People, y'all, you know how the doctors be losing patients? We lose people all the time. I had a lady, she was, they had kind of started a rumor last month, like, you heard that Miss such and such died? I'm like, no, they be killing people. I was like, Luther Vandross, they said on his special, like, you be sitting up there looking at the TV and they saying you dead, but you walking around like, no, I ain't seen no obituary, I ain't heard nothing about it, but she gone, y'all. I lost, like, some people, they just, oh man. Some of them, they we lose them, and it be like years later, and I still be like, oh my God, I miss them. When they used to come in there acting a fool all the time, but those be my favorites because sometimes people could say that I'm a little bit toxic, but I don't agree. But anyway, back to this. So they suing, and it's like, okay, they gonna sue the company now. Is the company gonna try to push it down on the pharmacist? Ain't nobody got time for that because we don't have to do that. If your prescription is a certain price, today's prices, that's what it is, that's on you. And we don't have to, that ain't on us. I'm just gonna tell y'all, and I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. So back to Diddy. Thank you, Friendsgiving. Thank you, Friendsgiving. Jocelyn A said, he got your other sister. She said she had a good doctor. Y'all didn't have that same man. He ain't do one of your surgeries. You sure? Anyway, so Diddy had the same situation. I don't know if Diddy tore his ACL, MCL, meniscus. All them tendons they be tearing in their leg. Lord knows. Lord knows. Oh my God! Rich! Yeah! I'm not smiling because of what he wrote, but I'm kind of smiling because of what he wrote. Rich Turner, very vital, very important member of the research team, comes in with the heat once again. Irv Gotti passed away today from a stroke related to diabetes. Y'all. And he gives a $10 super chat. Cheer for that. We cheer for that, for the super chat. not necessarily the news, okay? Herb Gotti, I'm gonna have to do that. I should, my research team, when I say they may not come when you want them, but they always on time. My research team, they give me all my topics. I'm almost on my feet, y'all. I told you, I get on my feet now. I'm kick y'all down. Strong supporters, strong, research team. They giving me work over here. Appreciate that. Yes, first give it. Let me go back up in here since we in the chat. Let me get it in the chat. What I say? Regulators and researchers, strong supporters. Get it? What I say? Mount up. That's what I say. Mount up. Christopher Williams already came in and giving me the good. Let me know. Jazane, family. My chat, y'all my family. Some of y'all literally are my family. Literally. I appreciate y'all. I know I be late. It's getting late when I be coming out here, but y'all know my days be full, okay? Friendsgiving. She said, hey, girl, hey. I be changing half on y'all, don't it? But right after that, she hit me with the 100 spot. Congratulations. Then wrench. Yes. Herb Gotti. I saw something about that, but until I be getting confirmation, I'm one of them people. I'll be like, don't tell me that. Don't tell me. That's so sad. Diabetes is treacherous. It is. Guys, people, take care of yourselves, okay? Take care of yourselves. Speaking of taking care of yourself, I'm gonna pull Diddy up. So let me pull Diddy up. But take care of yourselves. I got some good news on my iron update. I'm gonna go back to the bad part, and then I'm gonna talk about the good part. So what had happened was, again, I'm at work, minding my own business, just trying to do my job. This time it wasn't at the beginning of the day. It was like close to the end of the day. At this particular day, I was leaving at 3:00. Okay, so let's see. I get this call around 2:00. My phone starts ringing. I told y'all I got trauma. I be scared. When my phone started ringing, I'm like, is it that infusion place again? Who's calling me? I don't know what doctor's calling me, because at this point I'd have been to a gynecologist. I'd have been everywhere. I'm clean. I got a clean bill of health, y'all. Hallelujah. This girl ain't. She, you'd be like, clean, don't have a look. Yeah, dude. All right, here you go, right here. This is what clean look like. Clean bill of health. Anyway, well, for the most part, except for the low iron situation. But anyway, so they called me. I was like, hello. And I'm gonna get to Diddy. I promise I'm gonna get to Diddy. I said, hello. Because I'm like, who is this? Then they say, hey, Nastasha. I said, yeah, this is she. They said, so this is blah, blah, blah from, the hematologist office, because my phone said oncology, but the oncology and the hematology place, it's the same doctor, okay? So I said, hey, they said, well, where are we? What's the latest? I said, I was waiting on y'all to call me back, to get an appointment to do the infusion. This lady, she starts talking. She says, we spoke with the infusion place. This close to saying the name of that place, because they try to get me again. I said, we had a call from the infusion place, and they said you were a no-show. I said, what do you mean I'm a no-show? I canceled the appointment. I didn't show up because I canceled. I canceled with them. I told them I wasn't coming there. I told them that it wasn't no show. Don't be, no show. What, they had you scheduled for January this day, and then next week in January. I said, I've been to this doctor since then. Me and her already talked about the treatment plan, what I was gonna do, and I'm waiting on y'all to call me back after y'all talk to the insurance, let me know what I'm gonna have to pay out of pocket. That's where we at on this. She said, let me see. And I'm like, my blood was finna start boiling. But I said, you know what? I know myself. Let me tell you what I did as myself. When I went to the doctor, and well, I don't know if the men know about this, but the women know. After they do your little, write up, check all this stuff off on your thing, you got to go to take the papers to the window to check you out. If you got to pay something, whatever, schedule your next appointment, whatever. So, but as I'm walking from the room I was in that I saw the doctor in, before I got to that counter, I took a picture of all my orders. I don't care. I don't care. I took a picture of it because I ain't want to be like that day. Like, I know what the doctor said. I know what me and her talked about this. I was like, I looked at them papers. I was making sure she wrote down what we said. She put on there, Nastasha, patient prefers this. Because sometimes, just like with the insurance at the pharmacy, your prescription could be dispensed as written. That means don't change it. How the doctor wrote it, if they don't specify to dispense as written or a brand name medically necessary, that's an insurance issue as well as a pharmacy issue. So when we bill it, it's going to automatically change to generic. There's something, behind the scenes that most of y'all who don't get drugs, y'all don't know this. But the doctor sent a drug in. If it's brand, if it's generic, it's going to switch to generic. If there's no preference on there, it's going to go generic. It's going to switch to generic in the system because it's cheaper. And, most of the time they work the same except for certain drugs. Like you get a thyroid medicine. If you start on a brand, you stay on a brand. If you use generic, you stay on generic. Which one you use, that's the one you use. Okay. But it's like, okay, it's going to switch to generic unless patient prefers brand. Sometimes insurance prefers brand. All that got something to do with the billing as well as how it works on you. So I'm like, she wrote it on the paper. I'm not thinking in my head, like, is that what she said? Because, we got to start writing stuff down or taking a note or taking a picture of it like I did. So when people talking to you, like, I know what was said because I got it in the moment. So I'm like, I can go on my phone right now and look at these orders. Like, yes, I'm waiting on y'all to call me back. She said, because if you go to the infusion place, they said they can't guarantee which one you're going to get. I'm like, that's why I ain't going back there. I ain't going back there. That's why I'm not going back there. I'm waiting on y'all. So she said, if I didn't have that picture in my phone that I could go back and look at because I got trust issues, I would have lost my ish, okay? I would have lost it all. But I only got just a little simmer. I didn't really start boiling. I get mad. I say, you know what? Nothing has happened yet. I'm on my way. She said, I'm going to call you back. It may take a day or two. Okay. I'm like, ain't nothing going to happen to me in a day or two that I know of. And I know how it is with these authorizations because I'm a pharmacist. I'm not going to argue with her because I know better, right? I know better, even though it's me. So I let it go. I went on. She called me back an hour later. She was like, okay, we going to schedule you. You're going to be on this day. You're going to have it on this day. It's going to be this many hours. And I say, it's going to be in the office, at the office where y'all at? She said, yes, it's in the office. And it's going to be 5 hours. It's going to be this. I say, and I'm coming there. She said, yes. And I'm getting that. She said, yes. I say, okay, I just want to make sure. She said, okay. I still was skeptical. I still was like, I'm waiting till they send me the email to confirm this stuff because I still don't trust it. I feel like, since they tried to get me at this infusion place so many times now, I'm like, you sure? Don't get my hopes up because I'm on the last little bit of iron left in my body. Y'all see me. I got all the symptoms. I got all the symptoms of low iron. Okay, I got them all. I'm like, I need this ASAP. Okay, and I need this one. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to Diddy, y'all. All right. So, what happened? What happened? Diddy? What they say? Let me let this. Let me zoom in on here. That's what we got. This is from the Miami Herald. Okay, I didn't sign in, but I did put my email in there so I could get, the next 48 hours free, and they would let me read this article. Okay. Inside Diddy's late night trip from his cell to the hospital under the cover of darkness. Can y'all see that? Oh, I don't have my cursor on here. That's Diddy. Okay. What did they say? They say, Click out all this. They gonna make me sign in. I'm not signing in. They say, oh, they say what? Sean Diddy Combs was briefly sprung from prison late Thursday night. What's today? Today is Wednesday. So it's like almost a week ago. The disgraced rapper, who has been behind bars at Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn since September, was apparently dealing with a medical issue. Okay. What was his medical issue? Okay. He developed severe tendinitis in his right knee while training for the grueling 26.2-mile race in 2003. That's when I was in school. That was before they started tearing my sister's ACLs when they was playing football in college. I ain't played basketball when I was in college, though. I played in high school. Never in my life have I ever experienced anything as crazy as this. This is what he said at the time. It was a beautiful experience. He probably was cramping up, okay? After Thursday night scan, that's what they took him to the hospital in the middle of the night for. It's like an MRI in the middle of the night. Who does that? But Diddy they can't shut the city down for Diddy to go to the hospital to give an MRI. Because it's like, and this is after hours. But other people gonna be in and out the hospital all day long, even though hospitals are 24 hours. But I guess it wouldn't be as much traffic in there at that time of night. Okay. It's unclear if surgery or any other treatment is required, as MDC does not comment on inmate matters. For privacy, safety, and security reasons, we do not discuss the conditions of confinement for any individual in our custody, including health status or medical trips. Okay? The Hello Good Morning singer. What is a Hello Good Morning? I don't even know what song that is. Hello Good Morning. What song is that? How'd that go? Hello Good Morning. Who still maintains a home on Star Island in Miami Beach, was indicted on. Okay, we know what he went to jail for. Okay, y'all. So that's what this. We're gonna let Law and Crime talk about it a little bit better than this article did. Give us a little bit more details, okay? So we're gonna do that next. But do y'all think that this was a stunt by Diddy just to get out of the jail for a little while? What y'all think? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that, this was a serious situation where he had to get an MRI in the middle of the night. Put a 2 in the chat. You think he pulling a stunt. Put a 1 if you think it's real. Put a 2 if you think it's not. I'm on the fence. I know I be talking about y'all not picking a side, okay? I'm on the fence because I know, and some people might not believe that this is a thing. When the weather be bad, I need to know if it was raining that night. Now, I don't have any experience with this because, I'm not elderly and I haven't had like 100 surgeries. I only had a C-section and got my tonsils out when I was 9. I haven't had any bone joints, real tendon issues, except it's like how you rebuild these muscles, down there. Got to do these abs, and all that kind of stuff like that. How I get a V like Usher. But anyway, if the weather be bad, have y'all ever heard of that? When the weather is bad, the joints be aching. If you ever heard of that, put a 1 in the chat. Y'all get in here. Get in the chat. Let me know what y'all think. Have you ever heard of having bad joints or, pain in the joints? Not because you're elderly, not because, you could be a little bit overweight. It could be, some young person in their 20s or 30s that tore their ACL, or their ACL was torn by a doctor. Or it could be, what do you call this? What do you call this? People be having this too all the time. What is this? What is this surgery right here? It ain't, this is a clavicle. What do you call that? It's on the tip of my tongue. What is this? If I keep doing this, it's going to come to me. What is this? Surgery! Let me try to pull this up. Maybe I can think. Yeah, nobody knows. They're going to know. They're not going to know. They're going to know. What is this? Mm, what is this? This is the pretty round brown. This is I ain't gonna be happy till I get it. I can't. Let me look it up because I can't move on, y'all. You know, people be weird like that. Let me see. Let me see. How can I find out what this is? Let me see. Common shoulder surgery injuries. Now, why y'all didn't tell me this? I know somebody in the chat know what this is. Rotator cuff. The rotator. Yeah. That surgery, okay? But if the joints be aching when, the surgeries, procedures, people be having them. So I'm gonna put Diddy up. If it was raining that night, I believe him. Okay. He could have been like, hurting real bad. I don't know how that pain feels. It's not very good. Okay. So what I like to do is I like to put the captions on here. And I also like to do like the lawyer. And do this, not this. All right, so y'all listen up.
In Brooklyn. New reports say
Yes, Jocelyn A. Did you have that one or was that the other one? I'm telling you, I'm very familiar with a lot of these surgeries, not because I had them, but because I was.
he was taken to the hospital for a few hours last week to get an MRI. We're just now learning about this, though, because Diddy was taken from the jail late at night, actually using the cover of darkness to keep his trip on the down low. So what do we know about this trip? We're going to go through everything we know so far, plus a little more. We're actually going to sit down with Dr. D. Wayne Hendricks, a former corrections officer and deputy warden at MDC, the very jail Diddy's being held at right now. But before we get into all of that, here's a quick recap of how we got here. In September of last year, Diddy was indicted by all of this is alleged at this point. From at least in or about 2004 through in or about 2024, Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Diddy, PD, Love, the defendant, and others indictment, which some believe often resulted in injuries that took days or weeks to heal. Following the assaults, Combs, with the assistance of members and associates of the enterprise, frequently worked to conceal his misconduct and reputation work marathon. He even had multiple knee surgeries back in 2017. In a now deleted Instagram post, Diddy shared this photo and wrote, quote, "Just had my final knee surgery. They said I'd never run again. I said the devil is a liar, 2 exclamation points. 3 surgeries in 1 year. Third time's a charm, 3 exclamation points. Hashtag rebirth. Don't take the simple things in life for granted. Thank you to all the surgeons and docs and PTs. I thank God for y'all." And hashtag team love, hashtag thank you, hashtag God is the greatest. He also wrote, quote, "God puts us all through things for a reason. It's up to us to learn through the things that he puts us through. Sometimes you have to go through the pain to get to the joy. This journey has brought me closer to God, closer to my family, and most importantly, closer to myself, as this has been God's will." So apparently Diddy's knee has been bothering him recently, so he reported it. At some point, it was decided that medical care outside of the jail, so he was taken to a Brooklyn hospital. He was only gone for a couple of hours and came straight back to MDC after his MRI was finished. Diddy's attorney Mark Agnifilo told TMZ, quote, "I cannot comment on anything related to prisoner movements, on anything related to possible medical issues." A statement from the Federal Bureau of Prisons was released too. It says, quote, "For privacy, safety, and security reasons, we do not comment on the conditions of confinement for anyone in our custody, to include medical status or medical trips." Well, the Federal Bureau of Prisons may not be able to comment on all of this, but I do know someone who can. I'm going to bring in Dr. D. Wayne Hendricks, a former corrections officer and deputy warden right there at MDC. D. Wayne, thanks for coming on with us once again. You're a friend of the show and give us a great interview every time. And what I wanted to ask you about today is Diddy leaving MDC to go to the hospital. Is this a big undertaking?
Not necessarily. Only in the format that it happened with him leaving later in the evening. Typically, inmates are given a physical within the first 14 days of their arrival. And if there's anything that indicates that needs immediate follow-up, the medical team there will follow up immediately. However, if there's some procedures or some sort of medical processes that need to go through that are not available at the institution, or they can't bring someone in like a specialist to come in to do to perform that medical process at the institution, they will schedule medical trips on a monthly basis, and there's a review team that goes over those trips every month. And but this particular process was a little bit different because, as you know, most doctors' offices and most folks that do MRIs and X-rays and things of that nature, they're on a normal work schedule, between the normal business hours of maybe 10 o'clock and maybe 6 p.m. So in that case, this was a little bit different, getting him outside the facility in the late evening hours to do just possibly a basic MRI.
Yeah, I was thinking about the timeline too, because I don't ever.
So, okay, would they do that? Like, I'm not familiar with the prison system, but I mean, would try, even if it was just I guess a normal non-celebrity inmate, and they like complaining about their knee or something like that, would they schedule like a visit to like the hospital for them? I just feel like they be mistreating them and stuff. I was talking about one time about, was it, I don't know if it was 60 Days In or some other show I was watching, where I was like, how do they, I thought they had, a pharmacy in the prison, but evidently they don't. I'm like, I thought they had the drugs in there, but they probably can't house drugs in the prison. They got a central filling location. So they got the drugs from somewhere else. Cause sometimes, they will call us, they'll call a pharmacy and get a med list of, for a prisoner, and they'll be like, okay, this is such and such corrections facility, and they need to get all the medications that the person is taking. So I guess they're gonna consolidate that with the whatever med list they got there. People be lying all the time. So I'm like, that person never filled prescriptions here, but I'm like, now why would they say that? Drama. But would they do that if you're in prison?
Recall going to the doctor at 10 p.m. at night. As you said, it's usually 9 to 5, 10 to 6 kind of vibes. But for P. Diddy, I can kind of understand why it was at 10 p.m. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm thinking they decided to do this because he's such a high profile name that they wouldn't want to draw attention to it. I mean, this is an unassuming Thursday night around 10 p.m. Could that be why they decided then to go to the hospital?
Yes, and also, for a couple of reasons, staff. Many correctional agencies are short-staffed, so when you're taking someone out with this high-profile person such as P. Diddy, just the nature of who he is going to cause a serious security concern, because you're going to need to be able to stave off, onlookers, fans, media, and the like. And then you also got to think about the security of the hospital and their operations. People there to try to get better. You have families there to visit their loved ones, and the last thing you need is somewhat, a chaotic environment that's causing concern with security. And also, just most people don't know this, but he's actually under the primary custody. He's a U.S. what we call a U.S. Marshals inmate, because he's on pretrial status. So the bureau, the agency, the Bureau of Prisons oversees, the operations with overseeing the inmates on a day-to-day basis. However, when they're in the hospital for an extended period of time, if there's no deal worked out between the local institution and the local marshal's office, it will be the marshal's responsibility to take custody of that particular inmate. So, but back to your original question, yes, he was definitely taken out at that time. And I'm sure this arrangement was made weeks in advance to make sure that technician or that clinician was going to be available to take a look at whatever issues that he may be experiencing right now. So that way, there's not a whole lot of onlookers, and then even with staff and other inmates, it gives them not an opportunity to make a call, to their family. Hey, I think Diddy's going out to the hospital right now. If anybody wants to take a look at him, head out there. And then I think the other thing, Sierra, is since there are no cameras in the courthouse throughout this process, we've only been getting the sketch artist views of their perspective of what he looks like. And I think people have been talking about him losing weight and different things of that nature. So I know folks will probably want to be able to get a photo of him to see what he actually looks like. And and if he does have issues with his legs, is he walking with a limp? Does he have a cat?
Do we want to see that, guys? I'd like to see if Diddy was walking with a limp right now. I don't think he's walking with a limp. I don't know if I think that he's lost weight in there. Some people get bigger when they go to jail. They be getting them muscles like 50 Cent guys. Speaking of 50 Cent, he always talking mess about Diddy. I really would like to see what Diddy looking like right now, though. But he seems like he gets special privileges. They taking him out to the hospital at nighttime just to get an MRI. Because it's like, if you say, oh my goodness, my leg hurts so bad, because pain is like, we can't measure pain. Pain is like whatever you tell us. If you like, oh, it's a 25 on a scale of 1 to 10, then okay, we gotta trust it. Okay, he's warm, it's red, he got a history of issues with this. Speaking of that, we're gonna get into talking about, have y'all watched the Fall of Diddy? We're gonna do a little bit of a review. I kind of messed up on that. I'm gonna do a separate stream because I was at the beauty shop today. I get all my information. Everybody part of my research team. Shout out to them. They be keeping me looking right, giving me information. And, I rely on people a whole lot. Thank y'all so much. Y'all be holding me up. My people be taking care of me. So it's like, have you watched the Fall of Diddy? I'm like, no, I haven't watched it yet. So I'm thinking I'm finna start watching them sitting on the drive. And I'm on episode 5, but it was a good episode. So I'm gonna come back. And I'll probably do it. I'll probably do 5 parts. And I'm going to talk about, each episode. I'm going to see. I think that's what I'm going to do. That's going to be like, I'm going to do the 5 parts. And we'll kind of, whatever's going on at the time on that particular episode, then we'll give an update in real time about what's going on. Like tonight, evidently, there's a man who has filed some kind of lawsuit. He's joined a lawsuit, making all kind of weird allegations against our dear brother Diddy, brother Love. So we'll do that. I'm going to do a review, and I'm going to talk about each episode. Y'all know I'm going to be acting out a lot of this stuff, so I can't help it. I'm going to do it like that. But I just wonder, oh, my leg hurts so bad. Oh, it hurts so bad. Let's get him an MRI. That wasn't going to tell us nothing about the pain, but I said that to say on the episode that I did start watching, that's when he was asking for the drugs. He had the assistant ask for the drugs. This assistant right here, he got he got the juice. We hear Diddy voice saying, I need 10 Adderall and some Cialis and mushroom capsules to microdose. What else he asked for? Oh, don't forget the Plan B. I didn't finish it all the way, so that's all I heard so far. But I'm just looking at the drugs packed up. This guy, he was really there. This ain't no joke. He got it. I'm like, why you want 10 raw though? He only go at 30 milligrams. And then I'm like, did he want the extended release or the immediate release? It matters. Future got a song talking about some Adderall in there. Shit, I be a fan. I like to know what the streets are saying about these particular drugs. But anyway, I just wonder. He want 10 Adderall. He asked for 20 Xanax too. Shout out to the Xan bars. We not, pushing these drugs on nobody. I'm just telling y'all about it. I'm also going to do this too. This is something else for y'all to look forward to, okay? I'm going to make a playlist, okay, on all my streams. Go back and watch them, first of all. Go back and watch them because they good. I looked at some of my stuff today. I went on TikTok and looked at some of my old stuff. This stuff was really good, y'all. Y'all be hating sometimes. Go on, look at it. I'm serious. I'm like, this is really good. Even back then, it was really good. I'm going to do all my DEA drug fact sheet. I'm going to have a DEA playlist. I'm going to have don't steal my ideas, but steal them. Y'all steal them all the time. Y'all been stealing my ideas for about 2 years now, but I don't care. It's cool. It's cool. You ain't trying to act like you showing me. So you can't nobody show me nothing. I don't listen nowhere. So yes, I'm going to do a Diddy playlist I'm gonna do a review of these episodes. I'm telling y'all ahead of time, it don't matter. Whoever gonna watch it, the same people gonna watch it. It's gonna push out or it's not. It's out of my hands. It's into the atmosphere. We'll say from my mouth to God's ears. Y'all know how I go. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try to get y'all a schedule when I'm gonna come on here, but I gotta squeeze in time to watch it, and I'm trying to watch other shows too. I'm back on watching TV again. When I get this iron, though. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the DEA drug fact sheet, do those little clips too. So y'all look forward to that and share, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff we like for y'all to do on YouTube. Y'all gotta support the channel now. Because if this place where I'm working at keep, having these lawsuits, they keep having all this stuff happen. I ain't speaking on it because they be to try to get rid of me before, they gone because it's just not looking good right now. So we got to go, build it up over here. Build it up, build it up, build it up. If you know what it's for, y'all let me know. Is there a heart? Is there a heart in the house tonight?
Does he have a cane or anything like that? So yeah, I think that would be the reason why that they would make this take this measure, which I've never seen in my career. Someone taken out to the hospital at this time of night for something that's
Duck. Yeah. Let's do it like we did it in the tunnel.
basic as an MRI.
Oh, that's interesting that this is the first time you've ever seen anything like this, because there have been high-profile inmates at MDC in
the first person that guessed what I did right there, what I was just singing, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Past, maybe not to the level of P. Diddy. You had a lot of answers in that one answer, so many different roads I could go down, and I agree with you 100%.
I'm going to shout you out on the channel. Like, what is that? Shout it out. Is there a heart? Is there a heart in the house?
People would want that photo. We would be talking about that photo today if for some reason we got it. So that's a super valid point. I wanted to go back to the very beginning, though, because how does all of this start? Does P. Diddy go to one of the corrections officers and say, hey, my knee's really bothering me, I'm not feeling well? Would he go to an infirmary on site? What would the early process look like?
So again, after that initial review of his current medical situation during his physical, and then there's follow-up to that process if there's something found, immediately. But you have to understand, daily there are medical staff walking through the units, doing what we call sick call and asking inmates, are they okay? And then you have folks that are walking around passing out meds and different things of that nature. And then he can also reach out to the medical team by what we call an inmate to staff correspondence form, whether electronically or in writing. And he can say, hey, I'm having, I've had chronic issues with my knee for several years. And I'm saying there's reports that after he ran the New York City Marathon in 2003, that he had some ongoing issues with one of his knees. So that's how that initial process would start. And then and if it's nothing like emergent, because again, if his knee was bothering him to the point where he fell out or something like that in the evening, then obviously they would take him to the hospital right away. It wouldn't be a thing where they would schedule that out. But in terms of something that basic, that would have to be looked at well in advance, and then they would make that appointment and then reach out to the hospital staff and say, hey, can you get someone that can, one, keep their mouth shut, that's going to be on schedule to work overtime or switch their schedule to do this particular procedure? Can they keep their mouth shut and not expose that, hey, we're going to bring him out into the community for a couple of hours to do this process? So there had to be some high level planning, not just at the local institution and the local hospital, but obviously probably at the regional office level and maybe even at the DOJ level, saying that, hey, this individual is going to be going out for a short period of time to make sure that they're taking care of these issues that he may or may not be having with his knee.
Yeah, the planning into all of this, based on what you're saying, does sound like it was pretty specific, that they wanted to make sure everything went through smoothly. And I wanted to ask you about the logistics. I know we've talked about this before, transporting Diddy to court, which we've seen him there several times. I mean, at least the sketches. Our reporter there has seen him in real life, but we've seen the sketches. As far as this goes, though, with him going to the hospital, is it different? I mean, would he be in his jumpsuit? Would he have cuffs? Would there be somebody with him at all times, even when he's in the MRI? What would that look like?
What would happen? He would definitely go out in his institutional jumpsuit. He would be handcuffed, leg ironed.
Is this dude smiling too much? I feel like he should be more serious if he's working at the prison. That's just me. I kind of like a serious face sometimes,
And what we call a Martin chain, which is the waist, the chains around your waist, handcuffs, and then the what we call a black box. That would be a little mechanism that would go over the handcuffs to make sure that he is not moving around necessarily. And I'm almost certain that they probably had 3 or 4 staff with him, and even possibly someone in a different vehicle, what we call a chase vehicle, just to make sure that everything is secure and everything is well in that regard. Now, in terms of the X-ray, I'm sure whatever cuffs that would need to be taken off for the X-ray to be done, accurately to to do the process. I'm sure if they need to take off a little bit of the handcuffs or the chain or whatever, and depending on where they were going, I don't know if they would necessarily take off the leg irons, but they would make it to where
They need to take it off.
he would be comfortable enough to make sure the medical procedure is done in the right way, and the staff would be right there with him at all times. No one would definitely not be leaving his side.
I'm glad that you brought up the handcuffs because that was my first thought. Metal, MRI, we probably can't put those two together. But as you pointed out, there was probably several different corrections officers or staff with him at the time. So it sounds like that probably went through successfully and he was returned back to MDC. But let's say, for instance, P. Diddy needs another surgery. He's had, I think, 3 so far, and he's been suffering from this knee ailment for about 20 years at this point. You mentioned the New York City Marathon back in 2003. So quite a while he's had this. Let's say that he does need another surgery. What would that look like? Because I know the recovery process for a knee replacement is extensive. When my mom had it, I had to move in with her and help her with day-to-day things, but that was much different at her house rather than at MDC. So let's just say, speculate, he's going through with the surgery and then he has to go through recovery at MDC. What would that look like?
Well, I mean, inmates have procedures all the time. I mean,
they do.
Folks there with cancer, you have folks there.
Am I crazy? I never thought about, inmates having to have procedures. I knew they were taking meds because I told y'all they call about the medicine. But they having procedures all the time. Yeah, I know what I'm finna say next. Who paying for that? Who is paying for the prisoners? And when they get their medication, who's paying for that? Now, if Diddy in there, if Diddy, okay, what doctors are they going to be using the best surgeons in the state of New York? Like the kind of doctor that he would get, if he were out, who's going to perform this surgery on Diddy? And who's going to pay for that? I always wonder. Yeah, I'm like, and Allen, you always got to go there, but it's yeah, somebody has to pay for this. This stuff is expensive. Y'all can't pay for it, can you? So I'm gonna tell y'all something now. Here's an idea. They should probably make a movie about this. Somebody, you outside and you gotta have a procedure. Your insurance isn't covering it. You can't pay for it. Excuse me. What you do? What do? You go get locked up. Do something to get locked up. And some people probably have done this. I mean, would this be a good idea? You go get, I don't know. How long you got to be in there? You got to go and commit some kind of felony, right? You got to go on and get some time. I guess, I would think. So you can be in there long enough so you can get your procedure or your treatment. And it's all on the taxpayers. Well, okay, so now I'm on something else now. How the prisons are funded. Because some of them are private, these correctional facilities, and they private. What does that even mean? Now I need to go, I'm done going down a rabbit hole of who's paying for all these treatments for these people in jail? Who's paying for that? Where's the money coming from? Do they have some kind of agreement with a particular hospital or this group of surgeons or this group of hospitals? Oh man, this sounds like another RICO. Y'all heard it here first. Vinny over at Court TV, Jesse at Law and Crime. Whenever y'all ready, because I know y'all be watching. I hear stuff that I say all the time. Let's dig into it. Let's get into it. I say, let's weigh in the chat. Let's weigh in the chat. We need to do a deep dive or investigation on who's funding the medical expenses and do they have particular doctors that they filtering out these people to? Like they try to keep sending me back to this infusion place, even when they knew that they couldn't guarantee that I was going to get the iron that I wanted and needed, that the patient myself preferred. Y'all. Man, I told you I do my best work in the morning, but sometimes at night I could think, if I would do this in the morning, who knows what I could come up with. But I'm just wondering. And then we're going to be like, is the president supporting these people who have the private prisons, who are supporting their billionaire friends, who get all the clients and the taxpayer dollars when they treat these inmates?
There with serious other chronic diseases, and sometimes it does require individuals to have surgery even while they're on pretrial status. So if he would have to have the surgery, he would have it. He would go through the regular process like any other inmate, and then if the procedure does occur, he would stay in a local hospital or in a treatment facility, obviously with security there with him around the clock. And then when it's deemed that he can come back to the institution, he'd come back. I mean, there are several inmates in these facilities that are on crutches, that are in wheelchairs, and folks that just can't walk. I mean, there are people that actually show up to jail in a wheelchair, and you have other inmates there to assist them to move around the institution or the compound, or in that regard, a jail. But that's how that situation would be if he did need another procedure.
It's interesting to think about recovery inside jail, but it sounds like it's pretty common because, as you said, people go on with their lives, they could have issues, and it sounds like that's pretty much covered. So if that's what happens, he will go through recovery there at MDC. My next question about all of this, too, it gets me thinking to kind of like TV shows or movies.
Okay. The next thing, the recovery. So he going to have his physical therapy there, too? Now I'm all in my head. Is the physical therapist, are they going to come to him at the prison? Or is he going to get to go out and go somewhere and do this? Diddy going to be trying to get another surgery, y'all. I said it. I'm telling y'all right now. Diddy going to have a procedure. He going to have a procedure. And then he going to be going out to rehab somewhere. They better watch him. Don't let him use the phones because they say he be calling people. Still harassing these folks.
So correct me, this is like a stereotype. But sometimes we see inmates would purposely get sick, or they would conflate their injury or illness because it's fun to leave. They get to go in a vehicle, then they get to spend some time at the hospital. Is this something that ever happens? I mean, would they make sure 100%, okay, P. Diddy really does need his knee checked out?
Exactly.
Would they just kind of take his word for it?
Well, what the first thing you described is a person that what we call malingers, people who feign injuries, who are always constantly complaining about something, when the senior staff will make rounds to the unit, or to psychological staff, or to health services personnel. Yeah, I mean, that does happen. However, you got to keep in mind, all persons have to have a physical within those 14 days. And then, by him having chronic knee issues, I mean, obviously they can validate that per se. And then again, it would be a process for them to follow up to schedule those appointments. Because like you said, some people do want to get a break and just get out of the institution for a little bit, and get away from the day-to-day noise and just being in a cell or being around other inmates for a while, maybe even eat a little bit different food. But because remember, there was a story about a month or so ago about him just wanting to go because he wasn't feeling well. He had to do meditation to calm down, and they didn't take him out for that. So, and I'm not saying that because I can tell you, we've sent inmates out to the hospital for hangnails, or, hurting their pinky playing flag football or basketball in the unit, that kind of thing. But when it comes to individuals with a high profile nature and the security concerns that this particular person would cause, I mean, there's so many different conversations that are happening before a decision is made to take him or someone else high profile in that building out before they did that. So, it would be very difficult for him to malinger and create a situation where he'll just leave just because he wants to get out for a few minutes. So if they took him out, it was for a reason.
And we have seen in the past, he's posted photos of him on Instagram where he's in the hospital. This is an ongoing thing pre his arrest or any allegations. We did hear about this knee issue. So it does sound like it is a legitimate issue that he's been dealing with for some time. And if that's the case, let's say that he's in super amount of pain. A traditional doctor would probably prescribe some pain medicine like opioids or narcotics, which
okay. I was gonna get on that too. I'm gonna keep talking, y'all. I'm gonna, get in here every now and then because I gotta do that. If y'all want to watch the link, it's in here. If you want to watch it without my commentary, but I'm gonna give y'all my commentary. I think this is my speculation, just me as myself. I have no, way to, figure out any of this, right? I think that's when he got really hooked on the pills and stuff when he had the first injury. And that's how a lot of people start out. That's how a lot of them get started, get hooked because they, got this injury and they just got to keep getting medication for it. They just, never get over it. And then, even though that new drug just come out, Jernavix, there's not Jernavax, Jernavix, that's a pronounce. You got to put the emphasis on the right syllable. Then on the Jernavix, it doesn't give you that euphoria, any of those, high, the kind of feeling that y'all who get addicted to it, like to feel. Not just y'all. This is not me, judging or anything like that because I don't judge. But you get that euphoria when you're taking these pain meds. It doesn't just stop the pain. It also gives you, triggers a little happiness. It's like you get 2 for 1. You get a twofer. And you want to keep experiencing that. And I told you a lot of times, told y'all, it lowers your inhibitions. That means you take this. It's like, oh, well, you want some of this? Yeah, give it to me. I'll take it all. I don't care. You don't care. So what you would normally be like, no, just say no to drugs, Crime Dog, McGruff and all that kind of stuff in the 1980s, just say no and dare. Did y'all have dare in school? At y'all school? We had dare, But just say no to drugs. You're going to just say no, Nancy Reagan. Okay? They ain't saying no. You're not saying no because you high. You got euphoria. You feeling good. I try anything at this point because, I'm feeling great, feeling good. How are you? Just like that. So I think that's when he started with the drugs after he had the injury. Because before that, he just, probably was drinking. Because most people, they party and they drinking or they smoking. But they ain't just popping pills like that. It'd be a certain crowd that pop the pills. But then, over time, everybody popping pills. But just say no, people, okay, to drugs that are not prescribed for you. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Pretty, I would say, coveted in jail. You don't want to get those in the wrong hands. So would there be extra eyes on a prescription if he was given something like that to make sure he's the one taking them and no one else has access?
Well, I will tell you, each institution has their own pharmaceutical staff, and those meds are highly protected in that facility. So every shift, there's staff going out, or typically in the morning and the evenings, they're what we call pill.
Would y'all like to see me go into a facility? Somebody need to let me go in there like 60 days in. 60 days in. They need to let me go in there. Not go in there like as a fake inmate or nothing like that. But let me see how they got their drugs set up in there. I really would like to see it. I wonder how can I get to do something like that? Can somebody set this up for me? I'll be right here. Y'all not contact me. People send me all kind of crazy emails these days.
Line, and let me correct myself. Typically, it depends on what type of meds are on. If they have to take multiple supplements during the day, then they'll give them that. But typically, pill line is in the evening time, and a medical technician is taking those, and everything is counted. So there's not a pill that's not accounted for on a day-to-day basis in those institutions. So, so even if he is given some high-powered or high, whatever narcotic, that staff member is going to administer that to him or to any other inmate to make sure that they're taking it and they're not selling it or using it.
Hopefully they ain't twerking on it like old girl was doing in the last stream.
At a different time or playing games or manipulating the system. So it's a very tight knit process as it relates to medication distribution at these institutions.
There really is so much to think about, down to these inmates receiving their prescription or them going to the doctor for their visits. Really a lot going on, and it sounds like you know a lot about it. So I want to ask you one more question about all of this. P. Diddy, being the high profile celeb that he is, we've talked about this throughout the entire basis for it, the fact that he left at 10 p.m. and there were these specific, or special rather, procedures to get him there. Let's say he does need a follow-up appointment of some sort. Would you think a similar situation would happen around 10 p.m. in the evening? Maybe keep the hospital open late, a special doctor or
Hospital
somebody
is
there to
open
see him,
24 hours.
and to ensure that these people wouldn't talk about him or violate any sort of HIPAA law? I mean, I guess I'm just wondering.
Okay, so what's gonna happen with that? Let me hold on. The hospital gonna be open anyway, okay? That's why I never want to work at a pharmacy that's like across the street from a hospital or down the street from a hospital, because it's like the pharmacy gonna be 24 hours too, and people gonna be coming in and out of there all day and night, and it's like the later it get at night, the crazier it be. But what was I gonna say about that? I don't know. I forgot. Maybe I'll play it and it'll trigger my memory back. Let me go back a little bit so I can hear what she said. I forgot where I was going with it. Oops.
See him, and to ensure that these people wouldn't talk about him or violate any
That's
sort
what I
of
was gonna
HIPAA
say.
law. I mean, I guess I'm just wondering, what would the next appointment look like?
They can't talk about him anyway, because it is a violation of his privacy. They ain't not gonna talk about it. They ain't gotta sign on NDA or whatever y'all they think that they gotta do. They don't have to do any of that, because it's a confidentiality thing anyway. So the doctors in the hospital, they're not gonna talk about it. Now, they shouldn't be talking about it amongst each other either, but you know, that kind of stuff may or may not go on. I can't say confirm or deny if that's going on, but they're not gonna be like talking to reporters and nothing like that, because ain't nobody can put their license on the line just to gossip about Diddy, you know.
It probably would look similar, and maybe at a different time. Could be early in the morning, or even later in
Is he smiling too much? Why do I want him to be more serious? People probably say that about me, though. I don't know.
the evening or in the middle of the night, just to keep everybody off their toes, because at the end of the day, it's about maintaining safety and security, one for the staff and two for Mr. Combs and then the general public at large. So whatever measures that needs to be taken to keep things off balance, I think that would be something that would be important to everybody involved. And then with his trial coming up, and if he does need that surgery, I mean, no, all those things will come into consideration, because obviously you don't want to be in a hospital in the middle of your trial. So they would probably try to come up with some sort of treatment plan for him, if it's that serious, to make sure, if surgery is needed, they can maybe put it off, or maybe his trial is postponed or something like that. But all those things will be worked out over the next couple months, depending on what his condition is right now.
Really a lot to think about. But Dr. Dwayne Hendricks, thanks for coming on with us.
All right, y'all. What do y'all think? The floor is always open for comments, corrections, suggestions, complaints, objections. We take the good and the bad over here. Let me go back out. No, let me go back and say this as well. I do have my banner up this stream, but shout out to this guy, Christopher Williams. He was the sponsor of the last stream. Christopher, I ain't gonna forget about you. You know that. I'm waiting on you to side eye me. I don't be happy till you do it. You be toxic, not me. Anyway, so yes, so shout out to Christopher Williams for sponsoring the last stream, and Friendsgiving for sponsoring this one, and Nina Simone for giving me my very first super chat. Thank you. Y'all know how to make a girl feel loved over here. I'm not gonna cry. Okay. Mary J. Blige to the bull. Okay, so what do y'all think about this? Diddy. He probably is having a knee issue, especially if the weather was bad. Now, did y'all know all this stuff was going on? Y'all don't have to admit this. At some point, I'm going to learn how to create a poll and I'm do some other fancy stuff on here. But for now, we just got to, speak on it, Craig. Y'all ain't tell me what movie that was from, the other thing the other song I was singing. I guess y'all don't know the 5 Heartbeats. I don't know. Anyway, so, yes, I don't think that this is a stunt. I mean, it could be. Because, like I said, with these injuries, what was the MRI going to do? it ain't if it ain't torn again, right? So what else did he? But if I didn't know all this stuff was going on with the jails and with the prisons and the medical staff and stuff. Now I got something else to look into. I went down a rabbit hole one time. I didn't know either that they kept drugs on site in the prisons. I did not know that. I'm thinking like they said one thing I looked at online, they had like a central field place where they kind of pre-pack the drugs and then they send them there, and they probably whoever this med tech is. And again, I be worried about the wrong thing. I already know. But how do you get these jobs? People be having all kind of jobs. I'm like, how do you get that job? How do they even know to apply for this? How do you apply? Where are they posting these jobs at? Do y'all know? Because I sure don't. It's like, okay, they got a position open as a med tech at such and such correction facility. Okay. And who be like, ooh, let me apply? And do you have to have any kind of like certification or something for this? I'm sure you gotta, excuse me, y'all. Sure you gotta pass a background check. I thought I was, I told y'all recently too, because I stayed up probably like to 2 or 3 o'clock for about 2 years or so. I don't know. Just started getting sleepy again lately. I thought it was because I'm, getting rid of some of this trauma that I've been dealing with. But I think I'm doing that too. But it's also a symptom of the iron, man, the lethargy. I'm lethargic. I'm fatigued. I told you I got all the symptoms. I got all of them. But I have an appointment. So, there's light at the end of the tunnel. I'm going to be all right, y'all. Y'all going to see my melanin on me popping. I'm going to be wearing my natural hair again because that much, the texture of your hair be changing. Everything be different. Shoot, my nails, I'm like, they shape my nails at the nail shop. And I'm like, this nail still look crazy, And I figure like my fingertips, they be like, they be spooning, they be getting round like. I'm like, oh my God, it's happening to me. These don't look like my hands. I mean, they still kind of be crazy looking like anyway before all this, but they looking real crazy now. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I got it. I got the dark circles under my eyes. Look it up, y'all. I got them all. I might when I go get this iron. Should I might go live. I might take y'all with me. Yeah. I've seen videos on YouTube where people like going in for their iron infusion because I looked at them before I got them the first time because I'm like, I know they got on YouTube. YouTube is the #1 search engine, okay? Y'all think you ain't searching stuff up on YouTube. We searching everything on YouTube. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, how this finna go? I know how it's finna go because I'm a pharmacist. I've been in the hospital. I've been around and stuff. I kind of seen it a little bit. But I'm like, how's it gonna go? So I look it up. I might take. I'm thinking about doing it. I ain't never went live on my phone, so I'm gonna see how that go. I don't want that to be the first time, but we'll see. If not, I do a video and I clip it up and I play it so y'all can go back and look at it. That might be more likely. Because I could violate my own HIPAA, but other people be up in there. These nurses about don't want to be seen. They be like, I'm a nurse. Yeah, I always be saying I just be teasing nurses. Y'all watch my channel now. We all a part of the healthcare team. We all together. Okay? Don't act like that. But am I going to drop the link? I can't drop the link. Come and talk to me. I can't drop it tonight. What time is it? Oh, yeah. It's getting late. We talked about Diddy. We're going to review. Once I go over the episodes in order, because I skipped straight to episode 5. I'm like, but I didn't know it was like that because I'm like, just press the first one at the top, not looking, not reading. What they say, if you want to keep a secret from I ain't gonna say that because you want to keep everybody don't read. It ain't just us, but you put it in a book. Y'all heard that before. I wasn't reading. I just clicked the first one that was at the top. I ain't see that was episode 5 of season 1. Whatever. So next time I'm gonna start at episode 1. Then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna let y'all know when I'm coming on here to review it. Y'all go watch it. This is not me promoting. They not supporting this channel like y'all do. You know, whoever they are. Was it TMZ? Who produced that series? Well, that wasn't 50 Cent. I don't know. But I'm going to watch it. And then, you know, we going to weigh in the chat. Y'all watch it too so we can discuss it together. Or maybe, should I just do a recording? I don't know. I'd like to go and do this. This is easier. It is easier. So we'll see. But if anybody doesn't, if y'all have any questions about anything outside of Diddy, the floor is always open. Is there one? Whoever wants to be the one. If there is no one, y'all, let me tell y'all one more thing before I get off here. Of course, it's always LOVEYOU. Y'all be like, in Allen hands be looking crazy. It's the iron. Don't be like, you know, cause I feel crazy about them. I'm like, man, these people did they I'm like, I'm looking at them filing nails, but it's like they still don't look like the shape, you know. But anyway, so when you go in the pharmacy, because I'm still on that story from the beginning of the stream. You can't get mad. You can get mad. You can do whatever you want to do with the pharmacist because of your drug costs. We don't make the price, okay? We don't make the drug. We can't do nothing with that, okay? It is today's prices. It's based off your insurance plan. It's based on like the cash price of the drug. It's based on the reimbursement that the pharmacy gonna get. It's based on the price set by the pharmacy benefit managers at the insurance companies. If you have insurance at all, and if you don't have insurance at all, that's based on you and your choice not to have any insurance. Okay, this is not victim blaming. And sometimes, you get more bees with honey. Unless you're dealing with me, I guess I'm toxic because even though people be mean, I still gonna help them. They welcome. Y'all welcome. He ain't gonna tell me to stick to prescription where the sun don't shine. I still call his doctor for him because I'm like, he don't want to say he can't pay this. He don't want to say he don't want to pay it. I already know. But that's me. I'm rare. I'm a rarity. Like that word, that name is so cute to me. Somebody named their child Rarity. That was one of the ponies' name on My Little Pony. My roommate used to watch My Little Pony all the time, okay? Rarity. Okay? That's rare. The rest of these pharmacists gonna be like, that's the price. You need to call your insurance company. You need to talk to your doctor. Ain't nothing else for me to do, but I'm like, these people don't want to say that, that that's how they can't pay for that. But that's what's wrong. They can't pay for it. Let me call this doctor. Okay. That's what I'm gonna do. But we don't have to do that. Don't be like, it's your job. That's not our job. That's not our job. We don't set the prices. That's not our job. I didn't mean to press that button. I meant to press this. That's not our job. That is not our job, okay? Okay. Now, when you get a drug, we can tell you what to expect from it. We can tell you if it's going to interact with something else, and we can call your doctor to change it. But whenever we do these extra steps, that's just what, we can do, but we don't have to do. These things that we do or don't do, sometimes it's frowned upon. It's like it's not a good look. It don't look right. It doesn't seem right. Don't feel right. Feels wrong. But it ain't like it's illegal. Okay? We can use our professional judgment on a lot of this. We can. So if you come up and down with your rah, 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 and somebody says, this is it, that's your price, goodbye, transfer, whatever you want to do, buy it, don't. Our job is already done at that point. We've done what we're supposed to do. I know. Y'all like, man, that's messed up. and your job is to do this or that. It's like, no, you need to look at my job description because you really don't know what my job is. That's probably why it's my job and not yours. We don't get smart like that. We think that in our heads, okay, because we're not rude. We know we're still in the service industry, some of us who have to see patients face to face. Otherwise, they be an inpatient pharmacy somewhere, where they don't have to see people because most people don't want to see people, okay? But anyway, so, and come with your questions on here. If you got anything, any experience, anything that's happened in the pharmacy, then you like, can they do this in Allen? I'm like, no, what they were supposed to do with that was XYZ. Or I'd be like, that one's on you, pimp. You got to eat that one. Take the L on that one because that was your fault, Ask me, I'll tell you. I'll let y'all know. The pharmacist. Okay, until next time, guys. It's been awesome. I ain't dropped the link, but y'all know. Come with your questions and your corrections, objections, suggestions, and complaints. Okay. What did I always say? Oh, these subscriptions, they keep piling up. These phones, what they do? They never stop ringing. I'm going to see y'all the next time, okay? Get ready for the Fall of Diddy. Or if something else good come up, let me know, research team. I love y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. I'm going to get y'all that before I sneak out of here, okay? My research team, always coming through. Always. Till next time, y'all. Good night.